have your attention, please? The academic staff, please go outside and join the procession. And so they have put the numbers, and please go join the procession accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, at the moment our dignitary is being received by our academics and the procession will arrive soon to the venue. So, we kindly request all of you to rise and welcome the procession as they enter the venue and remain standing until the procession takes their seats.
As the procession of academics and distinguished guests enter the venue, amidst the symphony of the traditional drums and vocals, we honor their presence in this official ceremony, embodying a shared commitment to knowledge, education, and the pursuit of intellectual excellence.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, it is our pleasure to stand before you as your masters of ceremony. For this significant event, I'm Dr. Sanjeeva Rodrigo, and alongside me is Dr. Kokila Ransinga. Together, we will be officiating the launch of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology offered by the Faculty of Natural Sciences, the Open University of Sri Lanka. Let the commemoration begin.
Please remain standing to grace the lighting of the oil lamp. Fire and light always have been the symbols of wisdom, success, and divinity. Let's light up this traditional oil lamp together, embarking on this historic moment. To do us the honors, we would like to invite our chief guest today, Vice Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Senior Professor Chandana P. Udavatta, the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor P. M.C. Tilakaratne. Our keynote speaker, the Chairman of SLASCOM, CEO of John Keel's Holdings, Mr. Jahan Peripanayagam. Our guest speakers, Dr. Ramesh Ranavana, Group Chief Analytics and AI Officer at Dialog Axiata. Head of Talent Development, Sri Lanka and Asia Pacific at Virtusa, Mr. Sampath Trimavitana. Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Senior Professor Rohan Fernando. Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Anton Pieratne. Dean of the Faculty of Engineering Technology, Dr. H. G. P. A. Ratnavira. Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. B. Sunil De Silva. Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Mrs. D.V.M. De Silva. Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Nalin Abesekara.
Director of the Center for Education, Technology and Media of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Senior Professor Christina Shanti De Silva. Representing the officers of the university, we invite the Registrar of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Mrs. Vindhya Jayasena, Beza of the University, Dr. W. M. K.G.A. Vikram Singha, Head of the Department of Computer Science, Dr. Malinda Punchi Mudyanse, Head of the Department of Mathematics, Dr. H.O.W. Piris, Program Coordinator, the Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Engineer Chaturika Valivita. Representing the Director of the Regional Centers, we invite the Assistant Director of the Colombo Region Center, Ms. Vindhya Angamana, one of the invitees representing the industry and one of the students.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our distinguished panel of guests up on the stage at the head table to proceed with the formalities.
The chief guest of the evening, Vice Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Senior Professor Chandana P. Udavatta, the Vice Chancellor, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratne, the keynote speaker for today, Mr. Jahan Peripanayagam, Chairman /CEO Informate John Keel's Holdings, and the Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Rohan Fernando. We respectfully invite you to be seated at the head table. The keynote speaker for today, Mr. Jahan Peripanayagam, sir.
Well, let's remain standing for the national anthem. take your seats now. Thank you. We are gathered here to commemorate a historic moment for the Faculty of Natural Sciences. We are truly honored by your presence here to witness and celebrate this special occasion with us. To formally welcome you all, now I cordially invite the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Rohan Fernando, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, everybody. Professor Chandana Udavatta, Chief Guest, the Vice Chairman of the University Grant Commission, Professor PMC Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Deans of the Faculties of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Mr. Gihan Perimpanayagam, SASCOM Chair, and Dr. Romesh Ranavana from the Dialogue Asiata, Mr. Sampath Primavitana from the Head of the Talent Development Sri Lanka Asia Pacific at Vertusha, and former Deans of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Senior Professors, my dear academic staff of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Registrar, Bursa of the Open University of Sri Lanka, and esteemed members from the industry, and administrative and non-academic staff of the Open University, and most importantly, newly enrolled IT undergraduate from the BSc IT degree program from the Open University of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you for the inauguration ceremony of the BSc degree in Information Technology of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Let me explain about the Open University of Sri Lanka. And Open University of Sri Lanka established under the University Grant Commission 40 years ago. It disseminates the study programs to the regional centers and study centers. There are 28 regional and study centers spread all over the Sri Lanka. And the Faculty of Natural Sciences is one of the oldest faculties of USL, and currently we have 5,447 undergraduates and more than 100 postgraduate students registered in the faculty. And it is currently the largest science faculties in the state university system in terms of the student numbers. Department of Computer Science is one of the 6 departments of the faculty of the Natural Sciences of the Open University, which offers BSc Information Technology degree program as a 3-year general degree program that lead to BSc Honours degree in IT degree after. And I welcome Professor Chandana Udavatta, a very good friend of mine even during my undergraduate period and postgraduate period, and attending here as a chief guest. I think I would warmly welcome Professor Chandana Udavatta, despite his having a lot of busy schedule, and kindly accepted our invitation to attend that our ceremony. And Professor PMC Tilakaratna, the Vice Chancellor of Sri Lanka, I think I warmly welcome you. Without your guidance and help, I think that particular BSc degree, IT degree program would not be possible to initiate. And there are so many administrative problems. I think his kind assistance and that help, even in every aspect, during every level, I think I should remind it, and then I will warmly welcome your presence as a for our ceremony. And all the deans of the academic, I think I warmly welcome all of you. I think just having our convocation ceremony in the last couple of days, and then despite then again we are having another ceremony. I think I must thank all of you to attend that without having any hesitation. Thank you very much for all of you. And I take specially thank for all the professionals of the industry who attend this ceremony, and with our invitation, it is great honor to all of us to see your faces in this inauguration ceremony. Thank you very much for our and in accepting our invitation to attend this inauguration ceremony. And Mr. Jehan Perimpanayagam, that is Clascom Chair and our keynote speaker, I think he has kindly invited our invitation to deliver the keynote speak today, and then thank you very much for your attend for this ceremony. And Mr. Dr. Ramesh Ranavana from Dialogue Axiata, thank you very much for your presence. I think we are warmly welcome your attendance. And Mr. Sampath Timavitana, thank you very much for your attendance. We are warmly welcome you for the inauguration ceremony. And the support we are seeking from industry professionals is anticipated to wholeheartedly. I want to welcome all the industry professionals gathered here today. Your presence and dedications are invaluable for us. We expect to deeply appreciate the utmost support from the individual within the industry as we embark on his transformative journey together. In conclusion, let me extend my heartiest welcome to each enrolled 484 students from the level 3 and level 4 for this degree program under the BSc IT degree. Your hard work, dedication and intellectual expertise will bring you to challenge endurance. As you step into the IC world, beyond these walls, the spirit of the knowledge will help you to reach your goals in the globe. And with that, I conclude my welcome address. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your invaluable insights, sir. Now may I have the honor of inviting our distinguished Vice Chancellor, the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratne, to address the gathering. Your presence and insights will undoubtedly inspire us as we commemorate this special occasion. Please join me in welcoming the Vice Chancellor, the Open University of Sri Lanka, on stage.
Very good evening to every one of you. Professor Chandana P. Udavatta, Vice Chairman of the Vice Chairman, University Grant Commission, today's chief guest for this function. Mr. Jehan Peripanayagam, Chairman /Com and CEO Informate, John Keels Holdings. Dr. Ramesh Ranavana, Group Chief Analytics and AI Officer, Dialogue Axiata PLC. Mr. Sampath Trimavitana, Director Virtusa. Dean Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Rohan Fernando, and all other deans of the Open University of Sri Lanka, heads of the department, professors and all academics, and other all esteemed faculty members, CEOs, COOs representing the IT industry, all honored guests, and of course our distinguished students and ladies and gentlemen. So it gives me great pleasure to speak few words in front of you as the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Let me again, as the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, to welcome you very warmly to this function. Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather here to inaugurate another new chapter in the Open University of Sri Lanka. This is the introduction of the Bachelor of Science in IT degree program. This is not just a new course. It is a commitment to the future, a dedication to the excellence, and a stride towards shaping the technological landscape of tomorrow. Open Institute Sri Lanka, of course, just to brief you, already the Dean of the Faculty introduced the Open Institute Sri Lanka, but whatever the, of course, facts left, that it's my responsibility to tell you. Open Institute Sri Lanka today catering 45,000 students. We have 9 regional centers and again 19 study centers. It's the only university having this much of land and resources to propagate the concept of higher education in Sri Lanka. And we have 6 faculties, 31 academic departments, and 2 centers, and many more to tell you, but this is not the time to introduce everything. So IT education is not a new phenomenon to the Open Institute Sri Lanka. In 2020, and I mean prior to that, of course, the Open Institute Sri Lanka introduced the Bachelor of Software Engineering degree as well. So therefore, this is Bachelor of Science in Information Technology degree program today. As we stand on the threshold of this exciting venture, it is important to reflect on the transformative power of information technology. The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, driving by advancement in technology that are reshaping industries, economies, and societies. In this dynamic environment, the demand for skilled IT professionals is soaring, and it is our responsibility as an educational institution to prepare our students to meet the challenges and opportunities of this digital era. The IT degree program we are inaugurating today is designed to equip our students with a comprehensive understanding of information technology, from the fundamentals to the cutting-edge innovations. Our curriculum is not just about coding and algorithms. It is about fostering critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. It is about preparing our students not only for the jobs for today's market, but for the jobs that will emerge in the future. In addition to technical skills, we emphasize the importance of ethics, collaboration, and a global perspective. The IT professionals of tomorrow must not only be proficient in their technical abilities, but also ethically grounded, capable of working in diverse teams and understanding the global implications of their work. In this connection, industry collaboration is utmost important, and there are several avenues available, such as participating industry advisory committees. Of course, we have industry advisory committees in the university, providing project-based learning opportunities, skill development programs, linked with university job portal, and many more. In addition to that, here we have, of course, SLASCOM affiliation for the Bachelor of Software Engineering degree, more than, I think now, 5 years. But still I see the vacuum here in Sri Lanka, where we, of course, as state university, non-state higher educational institutions, all are producing, that IT or IT related software engineering, data analytics, AI, blockchain, all whatever the areas. Still what I see, there is no industry certification as such. So we are, in the world today, is going for most of the universities in the UK, in the US, European Union, they are having all what is known as Google certification. But I today, of course, humbly request all that industry professionals, those who are present here, The Open University of Sri Lanka is prepared to welcome you to form a consortium. This consortium definitely composed of course, practitioners, industry specialists. We, of course, award the degree, you award the certification. But to award the certification, we have to have guidelines, criteria. Criteria we can develop together. So therefore, I do like to, of course, just today when I surf in the internet, I just came across Coursera skills report. I quote 2023 report. The Global Skills Report 2023 presents data on 100 countries drawn from Coursera's registered learner base of more than 124 million learners. They concentrate on 3 of the most popular job-relevant skill domains: business, technology, and data science. I'm not going to read everything, but similar to my idea, where that there are key findings. There are 7 key findings. Out of that, it is very important. The 4th finding, learners of IT education are most likely to invest in AI-related skills. 6th one, learners around the world are preparing for digital roles with professional certificates. Otherwise, they will not, that will be accepted by the industry. So therefore, again, I unquote, I request industry professionals to consider our request. The Open University of Sri Lanka will give open hands to welcome you to enter into this such an endeavor. As we embark on this exciting journey, I want to express my gratitude to the faculty who have worked tirelessly to develop a curriculum that is relevant, dynamic, and forward-looking. Our faculty members are not just educators, they are mentors, guiding our students towards excellence and instilling in them the values that will shape their career in their lives. To our students, those who are participating today, I say, seize this opportunity with both hands. You are the pioneers of this program, and the skills you acquire here will be the foundation of your success in the years to come. Embrace the challenges, collaborate with your peers, and never stop learning, because our university is the university where, of course, only university dedicated for the open and distance learning. It is the only state sector university established for these purposes. Therefore, no need to attend everyday classes, but it doesn't mean that we don't have classes or the teaching sessions. We do have day schools, we have lab sessions, we have printed material, many more. So therefore, the IT field is vast and ever changing, and your ability to adapt and learn will be your greatest asset. What the industry expectation? Industry expectation is different. Our graduate destination, I believe, because our students adapt to the self-regulated learning. If you are a self-learner, things will never go off from the minds. So therefore, really they can deliver without supervision when they are at work. No need of supervision. They have a self-direction and self-drive. In conclusion, as we inaugurate the IT degree program, let us look forward to a bright future where our graduates are at the forefront of technological innovation, where they are leaders and visionaries, and where they contribute to making the world better place through the power of information technology. Thank you, and here to a bright future filled with endless possibilities. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, sharing your wisdom with us as always. Next, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our chief guest this evening to the audience, Vice Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Senior Professor Chandana P. Udavatta. Professor Chandana Udavatta obtained his first degree in chemistry from the University of Peradeniya in 1986 and read for his master's degree and PhD at the Uppsala University, Sweden. He is the former Vice Chancellor of the Sabaragamo University of Sri Lanka, where he was a senior professor in chemistry for over a decade. He has also served as chairman in several government entities, including the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute and Lanka Phosphate Limited. He has published more than 50 indexed publications for his credit. One of the main areas of his research interest is the value addition to minerals with chemical treatments. Through his long career in academia and university administration, he has proven his visionary leadership in the realm of education. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Senior Professor Chandana P. Udavatta upon the stage.
Very good afternoon. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Tilakaratna, and our keynote speaker, Chairman SASCOM, the Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences, so my good friend, Professor, Senior Professor Rohan Fernando, and I see very familiar faces, the deans of the faculties, heads of the department, and the fellow academics, and mainly the students who are going to follow this course. Some representatives are here, and also some well-wishers, especially in the private sector, the personalities, and the media personnel. First of all, I thank you for arranging my talk a little bit advanced to our keynote speaker's speech, because I told to my friend Fernando that I have to attend another meeting. The World Bank mission has already come, the final meeting, to be held at the ministry on 3 to 4, but I have asked them to little bit postpone up to 4 o'clock, but seems to be now it's 4 o'clock already. Anyway, thank you very much for that help. So I have to excuse our keynote speaker also, because before you, I took the time. So I am very pleased to stand before you for this very important inauguration sessions of the newly introduced IT degree program. So I was informed by the Dean, almost 500 students is going to be registered, already 486 or some odd number already registered, but with the time goes, you will reach 500. So Open University of Sri Lanka is a unique, as Professor Tilakaratna also mentioned. So you have a very special way to start to learn, not learn, to teach students. So you have so before even the pandemic comes, so you used to teach online. So after pandemic comes, so everybody was forced to do that. Even I was myself, so I am not much interested in online teaching, but I was actually forced to do that. Anyway, the university education was not disturbed by COVID pandemic. So soon after, I think COVID discovered in Sri Lanka, government asked the university authorities to close down the universities. As far as I remember, it was something like 2020 March 17. That was a Friday. The next Monday, we have to start doing these lectures online. The lecturers do not know that, and also we had no experience on teaching on online, even the students as well as the teachers, but we were forced. So then we conducted lectures. Some students did not have that is called signals in their places, but thanks to Mobitel and Dialogue, so they have given some free packages to UGC. And then, so they have enhanced their what is called data facilities and also the signal on the demand of University Grant Commission. Anyway, then we started to do teaching, online teaching. So once all the universities reopening, so we had not backlog. So therefore, still we are running some lectures are still doing on online basis, which was practiced well before by the Open University of Sri Lanka. So, so Department of Computer Science in the Faculty of Natural Resources have introduced this degree program, and we are going to start the lectures very soon. So it is with a great privilege of offering this study program to cater for the national demand. We know that, everybody know that, so demand for IT graduates. So not like others, we cannot even find a person after graduation. Everybody is going for the private sector to do their jobs, and they get immediately and with a very good salary. So therefore, we had no students remaining in order to get as an instructor or demonstrator. So that much of interest or demand is there for IT. So you are introducing this program. Actually, it's a very timely needed one. So this is also one of, I think, government has asked OUSL to start several IT degree programs. I hope that this would be another one. And government has asked to us to open IT department in each social science and language faculty, so arts faculties. Now all the 17 universities where you have the social science and language faculties, already they got IT department. So we have supported in order to establish IT department. The head has already supported some universities to purchase some computers and high-tech other instruments. So I was informed by your dean, and this curriculum was developed by the academics sitting here. So you had a very hard time. However, you have prepared this marking scheme, the curricula according to the Association of Computing and Machinery guidelines together with the SLQF guideline. So therefore, the students who are going to follow this one would have a better demand, because your degree is going to be accredited already by these societies. So I strongly believe that this degree might be a very demanding one in future. And also I could not forget the private sector involvement here, because according to my friend Rohan, so he told me that so private sector is very keen to have this degree, and also they are willing to take the people who will be getting after your graduation. So that's a very good initiative and also very good news. So people follow this one, or students who follow this program won't be any problem to find their future. So on conclusion, let me extend my heartful congratulations to each and every enrolled students for this degree program, because so you are the first batch of this student, this course. So you have to work hard, and also you people are here to welcome you, especially the private sector. So I hope that you will do your part very well. Your hard work, dedication, and intellectual expertise will bring you to challenging your future endeavors. So while thanking again for Professor Fernando and also Professor Tilakaratna, so I wish this program would be very, very successful in future, and I would like to get some requests from the audience soon after this my speech. Please permit me to leave for another important meeting. So I am very sorry that I could not listen to the chairman's keynote address, but we are meeting. So Professor Tilakaratna and Ron Fernando, so they agreed. So anyway, finally again I am thanking for you to invite me, and I hope this program or this degree program will get success. And also I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Prasudat, let me invite you back on stage for a few minutes to receive a token of appreciation for your contribution to the illumination of this ceremony. To present a token of appreciation to Professor Chandanu Duwata on behalf of the university, I would like to invite Vice Chancellor Professor PMC Tilakaratna on stage. Thank you, Professor Tilakaratna. On behalf of our staff and students, we extend our heartfelt thanks for sharing your expertise and enriching our collective knowledge. With the collaborations we will initiate with the industry delegates present here today, we hope that this program will be further strengthened and flourish in the upcoming years. With that positive expectation in mind, let's tune to a short video clip on the newly introduced Bachelor of Science in Information Technology degree program.
Welcome to the Open University of Sri Lanka, one of the 17 state universities governed by the UGC. We are at the forefront of higher education through open and distance learning methodologies, catering to more than 40,000 students. With 9 regional centers and 19 strategically located study centers, the OUSL is dedicated to delivering higher education covering all provinces in the country. The university comprises 6 faculties: Natural Sciences, Engineering Technology, Humanities and Social Sciences, Education, Health Sciences and Management. The Faculty of Natural Sciences is one of the oldest faculties at OUSL. With over 40 years of history, this is the only science faculty in the country that has more than 5,000 undergraduate students. Today, we are excited to share a significant milestone within the Faculty of Natural Sciences. With more than 2 decades of experience in delivering computer education, the Department of Computer Science in the Faculty of Natural Sciences offers 2 undergraduate degree programs and basic computing for almost all the programs in the university.
As the head of the Quality Assurance Department at ARIMAC, I have had the privilege of experiencing the benefits of the open and distance learning model offered by the OUSL throughout my career. The extensive coverage of the computer science spectrum, the unique learning experiences, peer engagement through discussions and activities, and the flexibility of remote learning through online platforms, all these aspects have played a crucial role in my professional journey.
Today, we are delighted to introduce the BSc IT degree program leading to the BSc Honours IT degree. These industry-oriented programs have been meticulously designed according to ACM IEEE curriculum guidelines, Quality Assurance Council of the UGC and the Sri Lanka Qualifications Framework SLQF guidelines. The Department of Computer Science is committed to providing holistic education. Students can get theoretical and practical knowledge through lectures conducted at day schools, through online or on-site mode, practical sessions, projects and assignments, research components, industrial training, and other supporting facilities, such as access to extensive library facilities. The students will be modeled through theoretical knowledge and practical skills. Additionally, their attitudes will be fostered towards proceeding with IT careers, to becoming recognized IT professionals with the training and education from the industry partners who assist us in modeling the students to their requirements. We present BSc in IT and BSc Honours in IT graduates to the IT industry, equipped with the attributes required. Join us on this exciting journey of learning and discovery at the Open University of Sri Lanka, Department of Computer Science.
Thank you. Few minutes can only capture a few glimpses of the triumph and hard work behind our journey. Each achievement is a testament to the dedication and effort of everyone involved. Let's acknowledge and appreciate the depth of our collective accomplishment as we move forward proudly together. Ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a privilege to introduce our esteemed guest speakers for today's IT degree launch. A visionary in artificial intelligence, Dr. Ramesh Ranavana brings a wealth of knowledge and experience that aligns seamlessly with the spirit of innovation we celebrate here. Dr. Ramesh Ranavana is a professional in the field of analytics and artificial intelligence known for his expertise and leadership. As the chairman of the National Committee to formulate an AI policy and strategy for Sri Lanka, established by the President in 2023, he plays a pivotal role in shaping the country's AI landscape. He also serves as the chairman of the SLASCOM AI Center of Excellence, driving the development and adoption of AI in Sri Lanka. He served as the co-founder, CTO, and managing director of SimCentric Technologies Private Limited, where he played a crucial role in establishing the company as a prominent player in the industry. Recognizing the need for AI transformation, Dr. Ranavana founded an enterprise, Machine Learning Limited, a renowned consultancy firm offering strategic guidance to multinational organizations. Dr. Ranavana's academic background further strengthens his expertise. He holds a DPhil in artificial intelligence from the University of Oxford. Additionally, he earned a first-class honors degree in computer science from the University of Peradeniya, solidifying his strong foundation in the field. Without further delay, let's extend a warm welcome to Dr. Ramesh Ranavana. We eagerly anticipate the insights and inspiration that Dr. Ramesh will share with us today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our distinguished guest speaker.
Good evening to everybody. Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor PMC Tilakaratna, Dean Faculty of Natural Sciences, Chairman SLASCOM, members of staff, invited guests and students. I thank you very much for the invitation to speak today. The inauguration and the creation of this new degree, the Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, is extremely timely and something that the country needs quite desperately. At a time when the demand for graduates is far outreaching how much supply we have within the country, which I think Jehan will speak about later as well. It's very important for more and more degrees of this nature to be created, and I think there's no better place than the Open University, just purely because of the reason that you all can scale this. You all can scale this right across the country and meet a lot of the demand that we need. But my advice to all of you students today who are embarking on this degree is that you must not use this degree for the sole purpose of gaining a qualification. A lot of students go into universities, especially the local universities, with the sole purpose of gaining a degree. But what you must understand is that IT especially is an engineering subject. And as an engineering subject, you cannot fulfill your job with theoretical knowledge alone. What you need to gain is practical experience. So what I urge each one of you to do, and that means that you need to gain the skills of not only writing an algorithm, but how to solve a real world problem, how to design it, how to scope it, how to understand what somebody needs, then to build it in such a way that it is sustainable, so that it can be deployed in a way that it can be accessed by the final user, it can be maintained, it can be updated over time. And that is vastly different to the skills that you learn as a programmer. And that will only come through experience, building lots and lots of programs. So these next 3 to 4 years that you spend at university, what I really urge you to do is spend time on your own as well. In addition to what you are doing at university, you got to also invest time in building as many systems as possible. It's only through building engineering systems, end-to-end systems, and actually making a difference to people, be it one person, 1,000 people, or the entire country. It's only by building something that you will gain that experience. And if you look at what industry is looking at, if you look at how I recruit, honestly, I rarely look at people's qualifications. That's not really important for me. For me, it's more important on whether that person can actually build something useful in a way that I can use it. And this requires you to go beyond what you're taught in class. Moving on, each of you are embarking on this degree, on this class, at a very transformative time in society. This is a time when a number of extremely disruptive technologies are reaching a level where they are now reaching the people. They're actually starting to affect our lives. They are no longer academic subjects, but they're actually technologies that are affecting our lives. And they're causing massive disruption to society. Over the past few centuries, what we've seen is several technologies like mechanization, electrification, telephones to motorized transport, and more recently to computers, the internet, and mobile phones. They've each had a huge impact on our lives. If you think of our lives before that technology came and after that technology came, it is fundamentally different. How we live our lives, how we do our work, the very nature of our jobs before and after each one of those technologies is different. And each of you know that. But the difference now is that we have a number of technologies like cloud computing, GPU technology, low orbit satellites, 3D printing, IoT, all reaching a certain level of maturity at about the same time. And to touch all that, the one that's going to change everything, artificial intelligence, a subject that has been purely an academic subject for the last 60 years, especially when I was doing my PhD 20 years ago, it was a pure academic subject. Now it has reached a level where it is now coming into our lives and coming into our lives in a big way. It's changing the very nature of our lives, it's changing the very nature of our jobs. And something that you all need to think about is that it is also changing the very nature of what it means to be an engineer. What an engineer did before AI and after AI is going to be different. I still code 1 or 2 days a week. And I now find through the use of generative AI and those tools that are available, programs that used to take me a week to write, I can now write in a couple of hours. And I can document it, I can test it, I can do everything. So something that you all need to think about very clearly is where you all add that value. So let me explain why AI is so important. If you take the impact of different types of technology, mechanization, electrification, all that, the way that they impacted our lives was through the ability to bring in human skills into technology. If you take farming, mechanization allowed us to do with machines what people did before. If you look at email, telephones, earlier when somebody had to carry a message from place to place, the technology was able to do what people did earlier. So the amount of disruption that any technology brings to our lives is dependent on what skills the technology brings to the table, and thereby what we can build into the technology and create a machine that can do something that people previously did, now with the machine. AI has taken this concept now to another level. Over the past 2 decades, what we have seen is that AI has developed to a stage where it can understand images, it can understand audio, spoken languages, just like a real person. It could ingest information just like a real person and understand it. But what it lacked at that time, going back say 3-4 years, was the ability to create new information, to create new data, to create new media. But then over the last 5 years, because of the introduction of generative AI, and this is once again because of larger computers being available, more powerful computers being available, cloud computing, GPU computing, and most importantly, lots and lots of data, we've seen the advent of generative AI. And unlike other technologies which normally take 15-20 years to come into the mainstream, this technology has come into the mainstream in the matter of about 3 or 4 years. And this has now created a new skill set that we can add to technology, which is creativity. That means the ability to create new content. 2 or 3 years ago, if you wanted to write an article, if you wanted to do an image, you wanted to do a video, it had to be a person who could do that. But now, with the advancement, what we have is the ability to create this information, create this new media ourselves. And what you got to understand is what we are seeing now is just version 1 of this technology coming out. So this means that the very fabric and the nature of what people do, the very fabric and nature of our jobs is going to change. And the impact to society is huge, because now we can build machines which can do those things that for the last 20, 30 years we thought only humans could do. Jobs which are repetitive and manual are the obvious candidates. Those are going to be automated over the next few years. But if you take the other jobs, if you go forward, I don't see AI replacing most people, but what we're going to see is huge levels of augmentation, where AI is going to be working alongside people. And then there'll be a division of what the AI does and what the people does. And that is going to come into every single job going forward. I read an article recently where in New York, the new tech-based lawyers who use generative AI to study, to do document reviews, can do 10 times as many documents in a day as it takes a traditional lawyer who does it manually. And that's the same. It's not that their quality has gone down, they're just able to be more productive. And this will be going into every single industry that we're going forward. And this means that over the next 5 to 10 years, what we will have is literally thousands or hundreds of thousands of AI systems which will be built for every single industry. And because of that, what we now have is a massive demand for AI engineers. The demand, and if you go into industry, it's not coming in Sri Lanka yet, but if you go into the US, if you go into Europe, the highest salaries at the moment, engineering salaries, are for machine learning engineers and data scientists. And that's because there are not enough. One thing I want to point out here, and I kept mentioning this, which is the word AI engineering. Now here what I'm talking about is not building an AI model where you take some data and you train a model on that, but how to actually build a user application, something that goes to the people, something that the end user can actually access and use like a normal software. If you collect some data, if you tune a model, you build a model. Let's say, for example, you do some research, you go into the field and you collect 1,000 images of some sort of disease that affects rice, and you build a classifier. But that model on its own is worthless beyond being a proof of concept. For this to be really useful to a farmer, it's got to be integrated into an app. And that app and then the machine learning model will have to run on some sort of a cloud system, which has to be then linked to the app. Then you got to, whenever new diseases come, you got to be able to update your model so that the model will then be able to classify those new diseases going forward. So building a user application with AI is a lot more than just collecting some data and training a model. You got to build that whole user application, that whole ecosystem, which will make this available to the end user in a sustainable way that they can use this for the next 5 to 10 years. And this is where I do the differentiation between an AI scientist and an AI engineer. To build a fully fledged machine learning system, an AI system, you need a number of skills. Obviously you need machine learning skills and you need data science, but also you need data engineers, you need cloud engineers, you need MLOps engineers, you need DevOps engineers, you need software engineers, you need QA engineers. And that's the problem. At Dialog, I have a team of about 80 in my AI division. And because Dialog is large and we can afford it, we have different divisions for data engineering, solutions, architects, and all that. But going forward, small companies or even medium-sized companies are not going to be able to afford a team of 50 to build these systems going forward. So what we see now, and there's a huge demand now in the US, is for this new type of engineer called a full-stack AI engineer. A full-stack AI engineer is a single engineer, just like full-stack app engineers or web engineers. Engineers who can not only build the model, but also build the whole application interface around that, around any AI application. And now the demand for full-stack AI engineers is huge, just because there aren't many around the world. So all of you students entering today are coming at a time when this is probably the most in-demand skill in the world, and this is an opportunity for you. If you take this step and invest in becoming a full-stack AI engineer, I can guarantee you that you will have a job for at least the next 5 to 10 years. I don't know what will happen after that, but at least the next 5 to 10 years, you will be one of the most in-demand people in the world. So that's something for all of you all to think about. So the opportunity for each of you is ripe. Demand is only going to grow, and there is only a handful of them available in the world. I will end with these parting words. Make the most of this opportunity and use this time wisely. You will never get this chance again to spend time in developing yourself. After you finish your degree, you will have to work for somebody else and do what they want. This is the time when you can get to develop yourself. Do not use this only for the purpose of getting a qualification. Use this to become world-class engineers. And move this, and while you're doing this, move beyond your curriculum and invest in yourself and gain that experience that you need. The world is yours, and you need to grab this opportunity. It will not come to you. All the very best to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramesh, for that insightful speech. I feel like that we have a sneak peek to the future with that speech. Now, again, I have to request you again to come to the front because your presence is so valuable to us. Let us pay our gratitude by offering the token of appreciation. To do the honors, I would like to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Rohan Fernando, to offer the token of appreciation. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Mr. Sampath Trimavithana, Head of Talent Development, Sri Lanka and Asia Pacific at Virtusa. He is also the founding director of Sponge Global Learning, a company that provides AI and simulation-based training solutions. He currently serves as the chairman of the ICT Industry Skill Council and as an advisor to the Ministry of Education in the vocational sector. Additionally, he is a general council member of SLASCOM, where he actively contributes to the graduate to career framework. He obtained his MBA specializing in marketing and HR from Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, India, and a Master of Science in Business Analytics and Intelligence from Robert Gordon University, Scotland. He has over 2 decades of experience in managerial capacity in various sectors, including banking, finance, insurance, scientific research, and IT services. He's a well-known public speaker, especially in this region of Southeast Asia. He has been recognized as one of the most influential talent leaders in Asia by Times Ascent at the Global HRD Summit in 2017. So ladies and gentlemen, let's warmly welcome this wonderful speaker, Mr. Sampath Trimavithana, up on the stage.
Good evening, everyone, and first of all, thank you very much for inviting me for this launching ceremony, and I would like to congratulate the university, as Dr. Ramesh mentioned, for launching this. It's a very timely initiative, and at the same time, I would like to congratulate the first batch. I think the students are also here for selecting a field which is in demand, as Dr. mentioned. And I'm sure the academia here sitting also will be having a daunting task, because their assignments will be most probably using the ChatGPT, written using the Gen AI. So maybe there is another training that needs to be done. How are you going to kind of, see whether it is a genuine one or not, right? But then that is the transformation that is happening at the academia. I was speaking a couple of weeks back at the University of Sri Jawadanapura as well for the humanities division. There were about 18 departments, which is like history, anthropology, all the other, Pali, Buddhist, and how as Doctor mentioned, these technologies are going to impact, and we are in this period of transition. All these industries are going to be, have to be kind of be aware of this. So I'll speak a few words from the industry perspective. I can see very kind of veteran, my industry colleagues are here, that side, this side. So obviously I'm representing the industry, how this transformation is taking place in the corporate sector. So yes, there is a tech and a talent transformation is happening, and we get to see in the organization. So the tech transformation we get to see, just like my industry colleagues will vouch for this. So when we work with top tier clients, most of these organizations work with top tier clients, you'll see they are pushing, I'm sorry we are unable to mention the names of the clients, but they are the ones who are pushing these organizations to kind of, go to the next level. So we have to be always be ahead of the curve. So I myself has seen, if you look at the last 5 years, the tech transformations taking place. For an example, 2015, like in the years of 2015, 2016, there was a whole hype for cloud. And then we will see the talent transformation follows, right? So the whole organization needs to be now certified on cloud platforms, right? Everybody wants to get their AWS certifications, GCP, I can see Rohan there from Google, right? And then also whatever, right? Azure. So you need to ensure that the talent also be ready for it. And it's not very easy. It's not like, instant noodles that overnight you can kind of change people. It takes some time, but it's a difficult task. Then we saw later on data and analytics, big data, then IoT, as Dr. Ramesh mentioned. And yes, now the whole thing is on the AI, Gen AI, and then of course a lot of discussions which is taking place. Sometimes we are also not very clear about how that is going to be impacting the organizations as well, because the reason is now there are certain changes already taken place. For an example, our engineers are becoming more prompt engineers, and we need to kind of upskill, cross-skill, reskill them on these, right? And some of those, what Dr. mentioned has been now coming into some of the tools as well. For example, even you all know, because I'm talking to a techie audience, right? Your IDs are anyway going to adopt these, prompt-based engineering technologies. And I've heard, I have seen in one of these articles, Einstein had an IQ about 160, they say, right? And the Chat GPT 3.5. Of course, you can't apply the general IQ, the score, but at least the language or the verbal IQ, mathematics IQ is about 150. This is 3.5. Doctor, I think 4 plus, GPT 4 plus, probably 10x more than the 3.5, they say, right? And it keeps on coming. So most probably we are in a, it's a reality that the smartest person in the room is going to be a machine, traditionally, if you're speaking from a traditional perspective. Right? So what are we going to do? Right? So we as a company also is thinking about this, and we also rebranded ourselves even because we wanted to start as an initiative. Again, Doctor mentioned that. About this engineering mindset. So now we also go as engineering first, right? So that was our brandings, because the reason is the employees will have to be, all of us will have to build that mindset, the engineering mindset. Of course, all these things are available, right? Your components are available, the cloud is there, of course, your libraries to whatever, LLMs, all these things are available. But still, kind of getting these things, putting this thing together, and creating something of value is still going to be a daunting task, and that is what is left for us, at least for now. But probably they say the Moore's law that we learned long time back, where transistors are going to get doubled in a chip like every 2 years. They say the AI will go faster, and I'm sure I was just having a brief chat with doctor asking when will we achieve the AGI status. It's the new nuclear thing, right? The guys who will be going into that will control the world kind of thing. So a few thoughts for the university, the role of the university we are working with about 30 plus private public universities. We work very closely with them, and we are very happy. We've been affiliating with Open University, and I wanted to give a word of appreciation for all the universities. It's not an easy task. Even though everyone says that the education has to change and curriculums has to change, we need to change kind of thing. So in my limited interactions, even with some political establishment, there is a will. Honestly, there is a will, at least, but they are very busy with their political factors. Obviously, that's what they are doing. But at least there is a will to change. But the university is trying their best, even though it's difficult to change curriculums in a quick iterations. I mean, it's not only for the universities, it's a daunting task for us as well. The industry colleagues will vouch for that, because those days we used to have own curriculums. I mean, I know since I've been into training and development, we had our curriculums, we had our facilitators, we do train the trainers, and then trying to upskill, cross-skill these people, but it's not anymore, because the things are changing so fast. So we have to kind of adapt what is out there. And it's more like curation job that you need to do. I think that is what I've heard. I mean, the university also now becoming more like a trusted advisor, I would say, because there is a lot of knowledge out there available, and now there is a huge value for the ones who will curate this information and validate even someone who's coming out saying that this person is of particular caliber. That's from a university's perspective, and my final words is for the students who's coming here. Yes, university could try, the faculty could try their best. You can have all the curriculums as of now updated, but then again, as Dr. Ramesh mentioned in the previous speech, there's a huge responsibility for the students, because you cannot solely depend on the university, the faculty, or whatever the content that is being kind of included into any degree, because even during the degree, the things could change and change at a rapid pace. And these days, it is all about how good are you in your learnability, and how open are you, and how open are you for absorbing like a sponge the knowledge. And there are quite a lot of content out there, right? So for an example, now the entire Stanford, the lectures are there, 2 hours, 3 hours lectures are there, done by authorities. Of course, in Sri Lanka we have the authorities like Dr. Ramesh for AI, but then Andrew NG, which we all know, and various other, maybe Dermis Hasabis. There are so many others, right? The lectures are available out there. And also, if you look at channels like Y Combinator, you can learn a lot about entrepreneurs and how they do these startups, how are they going to scale these things. This is available. Maybe the university, this degree will provide you an opportunity to spend that time, right? So it's important, because the degree also I would now call something like a weight loss or a weight gain, I don't know, whatever, a program where you will come, you will be given a particular duration, you have a purpose, you will be given a diet plan, you will be given certain exercises to do, but at the end of the day you will have to diet and you will have to basically do those exercises. And a great thing they do, because I know one of my colleagues did this, every week at the end they come and check their weight also. And so every time it says 500 grams are now less, 800 grams you lost kind of thing. Maybe this is like that AI giving feedback. So every time when you see that you are losing weight and you are making progress, you are more motivated to kind of go and complete your task, right? So like that, for all the students here, I think use this particular number of years in order the university is giving this degree program can be your purpose. But that time, not only restrict you to whatever you do, but try to open your mind and try to look at the future opportunities that you have. And a few things, one more thing if I'm going to mention you. So there is, as Doctor mentioned, there is a creator economy out there, right? For example, or what we call you can start working for companies. high-end companies, obviously, right? You can try for that, like Google's to OpenAI's to Microsoft to Meta to whatever the names. And then you have other platforms, right? I mean, I'm not going to talk about AI because there's a lot that Doctor mentioned in the previous speech. But there is a lot which is happening in other larger platforms as well. For an example, there are a lot of opportunities for, platforms like, Salesforce and ServiceNow, and these type of larger organizations, larger platforms are also going to thrive, right? They are going to call them low code, no code. That means there are not high-end coding required, but that engineering mindset is required in order to create solutions. And then in very highly contested, which we call a red ocean is where still it will be there, right? For you to create your apps and the websites and this and that kind of thing. So that space. But also there will be a support economy coming in as well. For an example, there is an aging population. You know that, right? In your innovation curve, you have the innovators, the early adopters, the late majority, and then you have the laggards, right? So there is a whole society now need to transform into new. So there are a lot of opportunities for all of you in order to get involved in helping them. For an example, we recently, reached with the ICT Skill Council, and as a vocational, we wanted to, launch another degree. But the biggest problem that we had was to find instructors, teachers. So there are a lot of opportunities for you for that. And everything in the world is going to turn into IT related. The cars are becoming, all data driven, auto driving, whatever, right? So that means they are going to break as well. So obviously there will be people who needs to kind of support that, right? So I'm not going to talk, along on this, but a lot of opportunity for helping, supporting, fixing, right? At the same time, so there's a lot of opportunities. So don't try to restrict yourself only to this traditional employment mindset. Think bigger, right? Thank you very much, and thanks again for university for inviting us, and we'll continue to support this program, and we'll see how we can support materially, financially, as well as through providing opportunities, industry visits, and tech, all this stuff. So, and thanks again for all of you, and wish you all the best and have a great future. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Trimavithana, for your thought-provoking speech. We are truly honored to have you with us today, and we look forward to carrying the inspiration you have provided into our future endeavors. May I kindly request you to come back on stage, as we would like to show our gratitude for your contributions today. So to do the honors, let me invite Professor Juan Fernando on stage to present the token of appreciation to Mr. Sampath Trimavithana. Now, to break away from the formalities, let's allow young talent to infuse creativity and energy to this celebration. May I request a round of applause to welcome the talented performers on the stage.
සුදර්මානං ගතබ දෙවිපුත් එන විලාසය අසනු දැන් ගවුතුනක් දිග සර්වනන්දය මහබෙරය නත කරවමින් සුසට දහසක් ගතබ දෙවිපුත් වයති බෙර ගුමු ගුමු නදින් සක්සියක් සුර දෙවියෝ රැඟුවා සක්සුරිඳු තුටු කරන මෙන් නා ගාස්නාව යක් තිබුණා නානවිලේ නා ගාස්වල ආතු බෙදුනා නානවිලේ නා ආතුවල මාල් පිපුනා නානවිලේ නා මාල් මුනි දුට පිදුනා ನಂಬಿ ಉಳ್ಳಂದ ವಚಿ ಮಲ್ಲಯ ನಂಬಿ ಬಂದ ಬದಚಿ ಮನ್ನ ನಂಬಿ ಉಳ್ಳಂದ ವಚಿ மல்லைய நம்பி வந்த பதச்சி உன்னை நம்பி நாம் இருப்போம் சாமியே உன்னை நம்பி நாம் இருப்போம் சாமியே உலவர் மன்ன நம்பி இருத்து தந்தி பூமி உலவர் மன்ன நம்பி இருத்து தந்தி பூமி தம் dena tana tam dena tana tam dena tana ne tani tam dena tana tam dena tana tam dena tana ne tam dena tana tam dena tana tam dena tana ne tani tam dena tana tam dena tana tam dena tana ne ha
What a lovely rendition of Western and Eastern percussion. And you also had an opportunity to take part in their act. Ladies and gentlemen, the pinnacle of our IT degree launch is upon us, as we prepare to delve into a source of inspiration that will shape our perspectives and ignite our ambitions. Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the keynote speaker, please welcome Dr. Malinda Chibudyanse, Head of Department of Computer Science on stage.
Yes, thank you very much, Sanjeeva. And I would like to cordially invite, it's a great pleasure for me to invite Mr. Jehan Perinpanayagam, Chairman of SLASCOM, CEO Infonet of John Kills Holdings, as the keynote speaker of BSc IT inauguration ceremony. And Mr. Perinpanayagam has a career over 25 years and is a pioneer in IT BPM industry with a specialty over ERP systems, automation and process excellence. He is a fellow member of Association of Chartered Accountants in UK and Chartered Institute of Management Accounts UK. And he is a proud alma mater from National University of Singapore. So I will cordially invite Mr. Jehan Perinpanayagam to address the gathering.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vice Chancellor, Dean and members of the faculty, my colleagues from the industry, ladies and gentlemen. The inauguration is a great step forward for the industry because today the biggest challenge that our industry faces is talent. The President was speaking of this a few days ago in Parliament. And congratulations to all those who have enrolled. As a nation, we are facing many challenges. But as difficult as these challenges are, there is an advantage. As each of us will now need to face and overcome whatever life throws at us. And that builds a resilient people. As Sri Lankans, we find a way. And there is resilience, there is courage, the brilliance of our people is well demonstrated. We have come through a 30-year war, we have come through a tsunami, we have come through the recent economic challenges, and we are still standing. And we can also learn from our neighbor, India, a country where for several millions of their population, a lot of the conveniences that we take for granted are often not available. These include intermittent power cuts, extreme poverty, unreliable public transport, long distances. But the young people of India brave these on a daily basis, and today they are producing world beaters in every sphere, from science to politics, to sports, in technology, business, leaders. A lot of the CEOs of the leading companies internationally today hail from India. So challenges and adversity could be a blessing. At a relatively young age, we will learn to face and overcome adversity, and that is good preparation for life. After 26 years of my career, I realized that life is not easy. You will face reversals, disappointments, unfairness, challenges. It is not a straight line. It is a series of ups and downs. And those who do the best are not necessarily the most brilliant, but those who persevere and those who stay in the fight a little longer, who can overcome adversity. A few points that I would like to leave with you. Number one is, you can be proud of the industry that you are joining. Pride in your industry. The industry, the IT BPM industry, as at March 2023, the EDB statistics showed to be the third largest export earner for the country. In 2022, the industry accounted for nearly $2 billion in export revenue earnings, 144,000 jobs, and 600 startups. The industry accounts for 8% of total exports. It is an inclusive industry, employing young men and women across the island, not just in the Western Province. 35% of those employed are women. In the BPM industry, it is nearly 50%. This is also an industry that has brought some of the biggest brand names in the world to our shows. These include HSBC, WNS, Dialog Asiata, Innodata, IFS, London Stock Exchange, Virtusa, Accenture, HCL, EYJDS. Now, the reason all of these big companies are coming is because of the talent that they see here. So our industry is also a force for good. We call it tech for good. And a great example is the QR code that was rolled out in about 2 weeks by some of our member companies, and that literally saved lives. It got our country working again, and that is the power of technology. And today the President has spoken many times of a digital economy. And there are other great examples. For instance, we have the Sahara Disaster Relief Management System. There is Govi Mituru, which helps farmers with up-to-date information. And there are several other great examples of how technology is used to provide counseling, mental health, legal advice to young people across the island, many of them provided free of charge. So tech for good. So SLASCOM is the industry association for IT and BPO companies. We have 400 member companies. The two guest speakers we had are both from our member companies. From very large giants to startups. And startups are given 2 years free membership. In our member connects, when we speak to some of our members, we are constantly amazed because somebody will casually say, we are doing this for Google or we are doing this for Apple. And very often we had no idea that this type of work is being done in Sri Lanka. So the goals of the industry are to be $5 billion in export revenue earnings by 2030. The President in his speech said we can even do better than that. He thought we could do 7 billion. To double our workforce and to power 1,000 startups. We also want to be known as a responsible industry championing ESG, environment, social governance, championing sustainability, mental and physical health, equal opportunity, diversity and inclusion, and tech for good. We have 10 forums working on impact areas such as talent. So Sampath, whom you heard short while ago, is one of our champions of talent. He's working with universities, giving them advice on the future skills. You have global trade and investment that looks at branding Sri Lanka. You have an HR forum, a policy forum, women technopreneurs that encourages women in tech. A regional forum that works on developing IT and BPM across Sri Lanka. Entrepreneurship and innovation, and several others. So what are the challenges that our industry faces today? Number one is global branding and positioning. Unfortunately, though there is great work that is being done, we have not done a good job in telling that story to the world. So India is known, Philippines is known, Vietnam is increasingly known, not so much Sri Lanka. So we need to do a better job in marketing ourselves. We have a brand called IOI, Island of Ingenuity, and we hope to take this brand to the world. There is the mindset perception. Today, a lot of the people, I was just in Europe and in Australia, and a lot of the people still feel that or think that we are in queues, that there is food shortages, fuel shortages. That is what has stayed in their mind. So we need to change perceptions. I asked a gentleman who does a lot of outsourcing to different parts of the world what he thinks of Sri Lanka. And he thought that the political and the economic risk was too high for him. So that is perception we need to change. The second is talent. We are losing some of our best talent overseas to migration, including middle management. And that is why your initiative is so important, because you will be adding valuable world-class talent to our workforce. So as SLASCOM, we want to remain positive. We want to keep working to uplift our industry and ensuring that our goals are achieved. Some of the priorities during my chairmanship, I have another 6 months to go, are renewed promotions of IOI globally, of developing new talent pools across Sri Lanka, of encouraging tech for good initiatives, and making a difference to our nation. So I would like to encourage each of you to take pride in being part of the IT BPM industry. Be a part of SLASCOM as a volunteer. Volunteer your time, get involved in the forums, help uplift the industry, be a contributor like Sampath and Dr. Ranavana, and you will be a contributor to the national economy. The next is pride in your country. As our country faces challenging times, the buzzword among many young people today is migration to greener pastures. Today when people gather, often the topic of conversation focuses on what is wrong, how challenging things are, costs of living, our leaders, corruption. Yes, these are concerns and these are facts. But there's another set of facts, that no country in the world today is perfect. And a lot of the developed world is also staring at recession. And unlike us, they need to pay for expensive heating just to stay alive. Several in the UK, for instance, particularly the older folk, have to choose between heating or eating. They can't afford both. There is no job security. If you have to miss work owing to ill health, you will not have a job. You can't then afford your rent or your mortgage. If you are unfortunate and fell ill, your health bills could bankrupt you. The simple things that we take for granted, for instance, going and taking a blood report and getting it in 12 hours, is not something that is there in a lot of countries, including in Europe. You need to wait in line. You need to wait in the queue. So we in Sri Lanka have a lot of positives. We have free healthcare. We don't pay for heating. No one in Sri Lanka starves. We have a helpful society. So I was speaking to an American technology expert, and he has chosen to live here. And he asked us this question: Why are you guys so negative? The problems that you have, we have in our country as well. So as Sri Lanka, we still have immense potential to be a wealthy nation. Right? Think for a moment what we have. We have the best tea in the world. We have the best spices, the best gemstones, some of the best beaches, one of the highest biodiversity per square foot anywhere in the world, an abundance of water. Today they say that the Third World War will be fought over water. The International Water Management Institute is situated here in Sri Lanka because of the abundance of water. We have the capacity to be a renewable energy powerhouse with solar, wind and wave energy. We have deposits of minerals which we have not fully utilized. We have medicinal plants in our land, in our seabeds, which we have not even explored. And above all, we have the talent and the ingenuity of our people. We are a land richly blessed. We have a culture of 1,000 years. So this is a land which nurtured our parents and their parents before them, gave us an education, healthcare and a future. So we must take pride in our country. And at this moment, our country needs its best minds, young people like all of you, faculty, to make a difference, who can contribute to rebuilding our nation. The next is pride in continuous learning. As you heard from the speakers before, your journey of education is in progress, but there is fast-paced change and demands of the industry, new technologies, new skills, and it's more challenging than ever before. So some of my colleagues in the industry have highlighted that the hot skills include cloud, AWS technologies, Azure, GCP, Java Hibernate, and microservices. QA automation, Selenium, Python and machine learning, data science, project managers, DevOps, prompt engineering for large language models, Linux, Hadoop, Spark, Kafka, Spark streaming. So these are some of the hot skills in demand. And I would like to add to that, it's not just people who can write code. Today we are lacking people who can design solutions, as you heard from both the guest speakers. People who can conceptualize solutions for problems. And in that respect that we are lacking. We have people who can write good code, but not necessarily people who can design good solutions. The industry also believes that there is a gap in soft skills. Our leaders say technical skills of our people are world class, but we lack soft skills. These include confidence to stand up and articulate our views, particularly when there is an overseas client. English language skills. Compared to centers in India and Philippines, our English language skills is something that we can work on. Right? But it is not something that is difficult. Focus on learning a word or two a day. And a few suggestions from me. Right? Explore SLASCOM's Future Career Bridge program. Now the Vice Chancellor suggested, I think, an excellent idea of industry certification. We don't have that as yet. Definitely something to work on. But the industry has put in a lot of effort to developing Future Careers Bridge. And that has a series of challenges that makes people industry ready. And a lot of the best companies are looking to hire from FCB. So please go Google, get into FCB, register, start doing the challenges. You have also some great soft skills program now on SLASCOM Academy. That's another one, SLASCOM Academy. We've included recently IBM Skills Build, world-class programs available free of charge. Today there are many opportunities in middle management, so if you can fast track your learning, there are a world of opportunities for you. One more suggestion which helped me immensely, which really transformed my life, is Toastmasters. Right? If you can join Toastmasters, it is life-changing, it is transformational. And today the number one skill that you require is to be able to present, communication skills. Right? Very often you see in organizations people who are very qualified, lots of qualifications, great work, someone else gets promoted over them just because he or she presents more, talks more, is seen more. And we feel that's very unfair, but that's how the world works. Right? I was also like that until I compelled myself to get out and speak. So as Sri Lankans, this is not a skill that comes to us naturally, but I would really like to encourage you. This may be the single difference that keeps us back. And on this journey, you will make a few stumbles. You will make mistakes. Sometimes you might feel I made a fool of myself. That's okay. Right? Growth happens when you push yourself into uncomfortable areas. So please challenge yourself, work on this area, it will transform your life. Last one, learning must happen lifelong. Right? If you are not spending 5 hours a week at least reading and keeping yourself up to date, you are not being responsible with your career. Right? So lifelong learning. My final point is pride in building a legacy. As we get old, and I turn 50 next year, right, you start to think, what is my purpose? What have I achieved? What am I here for? What will I leave behind? And you heard some of the other speakers speaking of purpose. A successful life is one in which we achieve our purpose. And I believe each of you has a unique purpose that only you can achieve. So, unfortunately, many of us go through life just going through the motions, right? Finishing a degree, getting married, then going into the next stage of career, right? And not really fulfilling everything that we were supposed to. So, I would encourage you to be a professional with a purpose, someone who will stand for integrity. You heard the Vice Chancellor talking of ethics, someone who will make a difference. Ultimately, when our life summary is read, right, what will be remembered is what impact did my life have? Right, how many lives did I impact? The people you developed, the communities you uplifted, the research and innovations you pioneered, the people you inspired, the country that you built. That is the legacy that you will leave. Right, so go on, prosper, build your careers, learn, leave a legacy, make a difference, build our industry, build our country. All the very best to you and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, sir. Your wisdom has left an indelible mark on this occasion. I'm sorry, I have to request you to come to the front again so that we can present you the token of appreciation. To present the token, I would like to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor PMC Tilakaratne, to the front also. Thank you very much. Before we bring this memorable degree launch to a close, it is my privilege to introduce the individual who will be delivering the vote of thanks. A person whose dedication and leadership have been instrumental in making this event a resounding success. Please join me in welcoming the Program Coordinator of the Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Senior Lecturer attached to the Department of Computer Science, Engineer Ms. Chaturika Valivita upon the stage.
Good evening. The keynote speaker, Mr. Jehan Peripanayagam, Vice Chancellor, Professor PMC Tilakaratne, Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Rohan Fernando, the industry representatives, Deans of the Open University of Sri Lanka, dear professors, academics, non-academics, and my dear students. Today, we have witnessed the beginning of an exciting journey of the BSc IT degree and the BSc Honours in IT degree programs. It's my greatest pleasure to propose the vote of thanks at this inauguration ceremony of the BSc in IT and BSc Honours in IT degree programs. On behalf of the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences and staff and the Department of Computer Science and staff, I am extending very heartily thanks to you all those who helped making this event success. First and foremost, I wish to extend our thanks to Senior Professor Chandana Udavatta, Vice Chairman of UGC, for gracing this event as the chief guest. Thank you, sir. We are grateful towards your well wishes. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Jahan Peripanayagam, the Chairman /Com and CEO of Informates of Japanese Holdings, for accepting our invitation and sharing his valuable thoughts with us. I wish to extend our sincere thanks to our Vice Chancellor, Professor PMCK Tilakratna, for his guidance and encouragement given through the process from obtaining approval for the degree programs and until the inauguration ceremony today. Dear sir, please accept our heartiest appreciation. Professor G.W. Rohan Fernando, our Dean, the Faculty of Natural Sciences. Dear sir, we appreciate your encouragement, support, and being with us in every hardship and in every achievement. Thank you for the inspiration given throughout the process, sir. We are also thankful to Dr. Ramesh Ranavana, Group Chief Analytics and AI Officer of Dialog Asiata PLC, and Mr. Sampath Terimavithana, Director of Virtusa Sri Lanka, for accepting our invitation and coloring this event with their inspiring speeches. Thank you for extending your welcoming hands towards us. Dear CEOs, Presidents, Directors, Senior Managers and all representatives from the industry and IT-related and non-IT industries, we are thankful to you for accepting our invitation amidst your busy schedules and commitments. Your presence is an encouragement for us. I hope this makes the beginning of an academic industry collaboration to develop IT professionals that match local and global in standards. It is our pleasure to have you here with us. And again, thank you for encouragement given us. Dear Deans of our Open University of Sri Lanka, it is an honor to have you in the inauguration today. Thank you for taking part in this grand occasion to unveil the BSc in IT degree program. Your enthusiastic presence at this inauguration is much appreciated. Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, again sir, we should thank you as in the Dean category because you have given us a sincere guidance to achieve this task and offer these degree programs. Dear former Deans of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, I express my profound gratitude for the lasting impact you have had on USL. Your leadership and contributions have paved the way for the successful launch of our IT degree programs. Your legacy continues to inspire us. Our dear heads and the dear heads of the departments and the Faculty of Natural Sciences, we appreciate your presence today. Thank you for the immense support given by the faculty. Without your support, this would not have been a success. A heartfelt thank you for your unwavering support given throughout. We deeply appreciate your commitment to excellence and countless hours invested in ensuring the success of this degree program. The current head of the Department of Computer Science, Dr. Malinda Punchimudianse, thank you very much for the support you have given throughout this process and the success and to this ceremony also. We hope you would continue this task to another level of success. The most important person I must thank today, Mrs. Iresha Arya Singha, former head of the Department of Computer Science, who initiated the whole process and who laid the foundation for all this. Dear Resha, please accept our gratitude towards you. You have made this a reality. From the initial idea through the process, you have dedicated yourself for the success of the launch of this degree program. We appreciate your hard work and thank you very much. Special thanks to Head of the Department of Mathematics, Dr. Oshadi Piris, for her help and assistance in this process and in the event. We must mention the former Head of the Department of Mathematics, Mrs. Deepika Sirivardhana. And also, thank you Mrs. Deepika, you have given support in our initial stages for these proposals. Dear professors and academic staff, thank you for joining us with us today. Your well wishes and your guidance are sincerely appreciated, especially Emeritus Professor Tusita Jayasuriya and Emeritus Professor Lilani Senaratna. Your encouragement and guidance in our process is highly appreciated. Professor Rajendra, former dean who was with us when we started the degree development, thank you sir for your guidance and advices. Professor Gaya Ranawaka, dear madam, thank you for being with us and supporting us in every possible way from the first day of the degree development till today. You were there with us. Please accept our heartiest gratitude. Dear Professor Sarath Pereira, thank you for guiding us and your advices throughout this process. Professor Tamara and dear Professor Shama Veerakon, thank you for encouragement and guidance. Dear Dr. Mahapitia, we are grateful towards your commitments and comments on our proposals and advices. Thank you, sir, for your kind suggestions. Not forgetting the past leaders of our faculty and the department. Dear Professor Ashoka Karunaranda and dear Mr. Duminda De Silva, you are the pillar of our department and we built up on your leadership. Thank you, sir, for everything you have done for us and the department. All current and former contract lecturers, demonstrators, project assistants attached to the Department of Computer Science, you have helped us reach this level. We appreciate your dedication towards the success of this degree program and the event. Dear academic staff of Department of Mathematics, thank you for your support given throughout the process. Special thanks and appreciation to Mr. Taranga Jayasuriya and Mr. Udara Bandara and Mr. Rajitha for helping us throughout the process. We appreciate the help given by the Assistant Registrar of the Faculty of Natural Sciences and Mrs. Nandani Swarnalata, and most importantly, former AR Mrs. Buddhi Ilanga Singha. We are thankful to our Dean's Office staff. I must not forget about the non-academic and administration staff, the Bursa, Dr. Andra Vikramasinghe and the Finance Division, Registrar Mrs. Vindhya Jayasena and the administration staff, SAR examination Mr. Devapriya Kasun and examination staff, Public Information Director Mr. Nishantha, and especially former PID Mr. Upeksha Subhasinghe. Thank you very much for your support throughout this process. And also we must not forget Director Operation Mr. Mudita and his staff, and Director RAS Mr. Anushka Bandara and his RAS staff. Especially we must memorize our RAS directors who are helping us to deliver this degree program throughout the country. We appreciate the inauguration ceremony organizing committee for organizing a wonderful ceremony and a fellowship. Dear all, even though I am not reading all of your names one by one, your immense support, encouragement and friendship is remembered. We must thank the BSc IT students who have participated in the ceremony here and who are participated via YouTube broadcast. Before concluding, let me express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to all of you once again who helped to make Inauguration Ceremony BSc IT 2023 a memorable event. We are excited about the opportunities this program will bring to our students. Your support and presence today make the beginning of a new chapter in our academic journey. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring down the curtains down on this extraordinary IT degree launch, I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude and pride. Our sincere appreciation goes to each one of you, our esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, and the dedicated team behind the scenes. Your presence and contributions have made this event a resounding success. Let the spirit of innovation and collaboration that permeated this gathering continue to inspire us in our academic pursuits and beyond. As we move forward, fueled by the knowledge shared today, let's embark on a journey of continuous learning and discovery through collaboration. Together, we look forward to forging strong connections, bridging academia and industry, collectively shaping the future of technology. Thank you for being part of this significant milestone. Safe travels, and may the future be filled with endless possibilities.
Yeah. We have a few announcements to make. First, for our students, some of these students have had a long journey to be here. Some are from Batiklo, some are from Kandy. So we are very glad, we are so glad that you're here. So before you take your leave, make sure you collect your refreshments. We made it as a go-to pack so that you can grab those while you are hurrying back home. So please remain seated until ushers come and direct you back to the registration desk.
Dear distinguished guests, thank you for bearing with us for nearly 2.5 hours. You must be tired. Let's have a quick cup of tea before shifting our companionship to the cinema launch later. We are looking forward to having a joyful evening with a convivial conversation over dinner with you. Our ushers will accompany you while you take the exit to the veranda. Thank you very much.